Each year, the Genesis Prize honors an outstanding individual with a $1 million prize in recognition of his or her professional achievement, contribution to humanity, and commitment to the Jewish people and Israel. The founders of the Genesis Prize Foundation, German Hahn, Michael Friedman, Peter Oven, and Stan Polovitz, together with Genesis Prize partners, the Prime Minister's Office of the State of Israel and the Jewish Agency for Israel, envisioned that the award would inspire the next generation of Jews in their quest for achievement and making a positive impact in the world.
The hope of the Genesis Award from the beginning is that the senior leaders who win the award would inspire younger generations.
In the short history of the Genesis Prize, a tradition has emerged for the laureates to re-gift their $1 million award to philanthropic causes about which they are passionate. In 2014, the Genesis Prize presented its inaugural award to philanthropist, businessman, and Mayor of New York, Michael R. Bloomberg.
Michael Bloomberg did a wonderful thing. The idea to take his $1 million prize award and to share it between young people, doing what we call in Hebrew, tikkun olam, making this world a better place.
When I accepted the Genesis Prize, I knew that I wanted to use it to inspire young people to give back themselves. By encouraging the next generation to come up with creative ways to make a positive impact, the Genesis Generation Challenge is doing just that.
In April 2015, 9 winning teams were each awarded $100,000 to implement their projects. Sesame Enable, based in Israel, was one of the winners of the Genesis Generation competition.
When a competition like the Genesis Generation Challenge came and said we're highlighting projects that changed the world for the better, it was like, this is us, guys. Sesame uses advanced computer vision technology to track the user's head movements, through which you can operate the entire phone.
Another winning project was Building Up, an organization based in Toronto, Canada, which retrofits low-income housing units with water-efficient utilities, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars. Building Up then hires individuals with barriers to employment, teaching them marketable skills.
You're going into buildings telling them to invest thousands of dollars, and you're hiring people that no one else will employ. To have that Michael Bloomberg stamp of approval was really something that opened a ton of doors.
Michael Bloomberg's regifting initiative has had a critical impact for young adult Jews and their communities around the world. Bloomberg himself has continued to show his dedication to the Jewish people in Israel since winning the Genesis Prize. Michael Bloomberg traveled to Israel during the FAA flight ban in 2014 to show his support for the Jewish state. The flight ban was lifted a day after Bloomberg arrived in Israel. When Bloomberg Philanthropies expanded its innovation team's program to 14 new cities, Jerusalem and Tel Aviv were awarded grants.
The Genesis Prize reached out to me to honor me. I had to stop them and say, I think you're making a terrible mistake here. You know, my mother is not Jewish. They said, I think we know that. And this incredible sense of well-being, of being part of a group came over me. A feeling on the outside for almost my entire life. And I must say, this Genesis Prize really gave me a sense of being.
Inspired by Michael Douglas's passion to engage intermarried families like his own in Jewish life, the decision was made to invest the 2015 Genesis Prize Award in a matching grants program through the Jewish Funders Network to support new and expanded initiatives to welcome intermarried couples and their children.
We had around 50 new funders that started to get philanthropically involved in this issue through the matching grant.
Philanthropist Roman Abramovich contributed an additional $1 million to further the impact of this initiative. $3.3 million has now been invested. The 28 recipient organizations from 7 countries are embarking on projects that will engage tens of thousands of previously unaffiliated families in Jewish life. During his year as the Genesis Prize laureate, Michael Douglas wrote an op-ed in the LA Times against anti-Semitism, was a keynote speaker at the Conference of the Union of Reform Judaism, addressed his congregation on Yom Kippur, and participated in the announcement of matching grants recipients at the Jerusalem Post Conference. He made it a priority to visit universities in the United States with Natan Sharansky to engage in dialogue with young adults about inclusion, anti-Semitism, and BDS.
We put together a tour, and I was very fortunate to have Natan Sharansky, head of the Jewish Agency, who was willing to join me in talking to different college campuses.
A portion of Michael Douglas's Genesis Prize Award was granted to Hillel International, supporting efforts to train interns to engage students from intermarried families in Jewish life. The Genesis Prize Foundation mission has come to life, planting seeds that will bear fruit for years to come.
Everyone who entered the challenge, I hope you continue to give back to your communities, expand your ideas, and find new ways to repair the world.
I will be eternally grateful to the State of Israel, to the Genesis Prize, and to the Jewish Agency for trusting me in this opportunity and for bringing me closer to my tribe.
The Jewish community has always cared about others, always been generous in helping those in need uplift themselves.
The Genesis Prize is giving young people the opportunity to find a meaningful path, which will bring them closer to the Jewish people and Israel through the inspiration of each of the Genesis Prize laureates. The 2016 Genesis Prize laureate, Itzhak Perlman, plans to direct his award to projects that raise awareness for people with disabilities in Israel and the diaspora, and inspire the next generation's great classical musicians.
I would like to congratulate Michael Bloomberg and Michael Douglas on achieving the goals of the Genesis Prize. And I hope that in my humbleness, I can do a good job in giving and helping the world be a better world.
Jewish heritage and values have contributed to human advancement for centuries. The Genesis Prize is on a mission to encourage and strengthen those values within the next generation. This is just the beginning. The Genesis Prize, inspiring the next generation.